How y'all doing? My name's Sean Casey. If you don't know, this is my gym, Raw Fit 305. This blood, sweat, tears, grind, day in, day out. I mean, I love what I do. I feel like I'm the best trainer in the world. I got beautiful gym space with a lot of cool members. Like, I really love what I do every day, but I wasn't always like this. It took me a long time to transform into this person. A lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of mental reflection, self-reflection. I really been on this road of personal development for a long time, and it's led me to where I want to be. And now, hopefully, it's going to take me to where I'm going because I'm doubling down more on the process. But I didn't used to always be like this. When I was younger, I was a troublemaker. I stayed in trouble my whole life from the time I was a little baby till to this very day. When I was younger, though, it was more like kid stuff, like fun, talking back, making jokes, pulling pranks. But then as I got into like my mid-teens, I started really selling a lot of drugs, carrying guns, running with people, gang member type shit where it was path of destruction, you know what I mean? And I remember how I felt then and everything I would go through then and how I'd wake up then and how I feel now when I wake up now and the things I do every day, and I just feel so much better. It's like a weight's been lifted off my back. It's like I was carrying a burden my whole life, and it's just led to anger, frustration, just so low vibrational feelings that just aren't good. I found these habits, I picked them up in prison, a place where you're really not supposed to pick this shit up, where you're supposed to get worse. But luckily for me, thank God, I went to a place where they had a lot of good dudes in there who were trying to get better, and everything shaped around working out. So no matter what you do in your life, with real estate, you know what I mean, tech, AI, like whatever you do, you gotta get in the gym because that's what's gonna set your life up for success. You know what I mean? The gym is the closest thing to life. You overcome adversity over here, you stay consistent, you push through it, and you get better. You grow muscles, you get stronger, you look better, everything just gets better by you overcoming adversity. It's the same thing in life. How you respond to adversity is gonna determine the outcome of your life. If you let one little negative thing throughout, let's say you driving and something hits your car and you get a little scratch, but then you, oh my God, fuck, shit. That's how I used to be, like, this bullshit, I wanna fight everybody, and just making a bad situation worse. When you could be like, okay, it's not that bad. I still got my car. I can get that fixed. I make money, thank God. I have insurance, thank God. You know what I mean? Obviously, this isn't the ideal situation, but I'm not gonna let something this small ruin my entire day. And that's the attitude you gotta develop. Like, you always gotta look for the positive in the situation. You gotta change your perspective on life and everything you do. These losses aren't losses, they're lessons. Lessons turned into blessings when you use them right. I went to prison when I was 22. I had a child when I was 18. So I had a lot of, my best friend's in jail for murder. He's been down for 20 years. I've been riding with him the whole time. I got a lot of other close friends who've been in penitentiary for decades and plus, and I still talk to them all the time. And that's what helps keep me in perspective. Like, damn, I could be going through that right now. Because I was with them. I was with them every day. So it's like, why did they have to go for so long and I only went for 5 years? I truly believe I have a purpose in this life to help people overcome adversity and do it through the gym. Like, we do this through the gym. Everybody want to talk about how working out is not that important and it's not that big of a deal. You need to take it easy and I need a rest day and blah, 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 blah. But it's that very mentality that's going to set you back in life and have you not getting the things you want and live the life that you don't want to live because you don't know how to overcome adversity and deal with those situations correctly. I went to prison at 22. I didn't want to work out. I wanted to trap. I wanted to sell drugs. I wanted to get tattoos. I got all these tattoos in jail. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a superstar drug dealer, dope boy, get out and do it all over again. You know what I mean? And a lot of my tattoos reflect that. My back tattoos are all like drugs, women, money, just the normal trapper shit. But now that I'm out and I've been living my life a certain way, I got different type of tattoos. I got the Hamas hand with the lotus flower for growth, protection, the evil eye. You know what I mean? I started doing a lot of yoga. I tapped into like Hinduism, Buddhist, like just learning. Like, I didn't convert or anything, but just learning how different people in different worlds live and how they overcome their situations. And it's like, oh shit, like yoga was a huge thing for me. Like, thank God I went to yoga. Shout out to Nikki Ahana Yoga. If you're ever in Miami, you should pull up there and check them out because it's the spirituality of it. Like, the whole thing, the singing, the dancing, the chanting, like it really does change you. Words are powerful. The things you tell yourself, the things you tell other people, they come back to you. So you really got to be careful about what you think, what you say, and how you act. Because what you think leads to what you say, leads to how you act. So you really got to put this shit in your life like your life depends on it, because it really does. I really want to help people understand how serious every word you say is, every thought you say is, every move you make inside and outside the gym. My specialty just happens to be the gym. So I help you get in shape faster by giving you the right routines, the right exercise done the right way. But it's more about developing that mentality like, no, I'm gonna get up in the gym in the morning early and go to the gym every day because that's what's best for me. If I go get a workout in, I'll release those endorphins. That'll make me happy. That'll set me up for the rest of the day. I'll be strong. I'll have already overcame a challenge. So when you overcome challenges, you get confident. So if every day you overcome your challenge in the gym, and you're gonna walk into every situation for the rest of the day more confident, because you know, if I could push that sled 100 times and lift those 500 pounds or do 10 more squats than I did, then I can go into this meeting and deal with whoever's getting on my ass about whatever, and respond to these situations correctly. You gotta practice that. Your actions are like a muscle. The more you practice overcoming adversity in certain situations, the more you're gonna be accustomed to overcome adversity in your normal life. So we get that fight or flight a lot. Like when shit gets crazy and you start to panic, and then it's like, let me run or let me fight. And then it's just like, you gotta be able to calm down and take a second, take a deep breath. Be like, all right, what's the best situation for me? What's the best course of action for this situation? Not like, what do I feel? Too often we go off our feelings, and that's what leads us to destructive habits and things that aren't good for us. And the more you listen to your feelings and these destructive habits, the further you go away from your goal. And think like, what's best for me? What do I need to do? Even though it might not be the best thing and it might not make everything better in this very moment, like, we can only do what we can do. We can only control what we can control. So if moving a little bit out of the mud is much better than going deeper in the mud. Even though you're not completely out of the mud yet, we taking steps to get closer out of it. And then a lot of time the universe throws you a bone when it sees you looking for the right answer and you're vibrating at a high frequency. When you're praying, because you're giving back. When you pray, you express gratitude. You know what I mean? Thank you, God, for this. Thank you, God, for that. I did that when I was in prison, and that's what started my whole journey. I started saying, thank you, God, for this toothbrush. They were supposed to kill me. I was supposed to die. They had a murder for hire out on me. So I was like, all right, I'm thankful to be here. So I was like, I'm thankful for this. That was my little routine. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for anything I could get, a pen, a paper, a phone call, a TV show. Like, I was like, I'm thankful for it. And I started to rewire my brain to express gratitude. And then the universe started giving me more things that I needed and that would help me and change my life in a positive aspect. When I went to jail, we fast forward a little bit. We started working out every day. I started reading every day. I was like, I'm gonna be the best trainer in the world. Like I put it in my mind, like I'm gonna do this. I had a homeboy out here, T-Fit, who was doing very well through fitness before fitness was like this huge thing. So I was like, if he could do it, I can do it. And that's the same thing I'm trying to show everybody else. Like I'm trying to show all the dope boys, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm trying to show all the dudes out here in the street robbing and living wrong that, look, if I can do it, you can do it. And I really like this. I like the trap. I like the rush you get from selling drugs and never knowing when it's your last moment, but it's kind of the same feeling in here because you're always pushing, you're always getting better. And then you got people depending on you and you got to help them get better. So it's just like, how can we get better? Today, wake up, what can we do to get better? And I know my routine helps me get better. Because when you get up in the morning, you don't want to do most of the things that you know you're supposed to do, but if you take the thinking out of it and just know, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that, you have a check mark, check, check, check. No matter what's going on around you, if I stick to my script and my routine, I know my life's going to be good. And some days might be better than other, but I'm gonna compounding interest on these good days and turn them into great days and then turn them into perfect days. You feel me? So it's like, you just gotta have that mindset, like no matter where we at, what's the best solution for this situation? I started working at Legacy Fit when I got a job. I got like 9, 10 certifications when I was in prison. I learned a lot. I thought I knew everything. And then I got out of jail. I had never been in a weight room before though. All we did was body weight, pull-ups, dips, push-ups. Like we really pushed. And that's why I developed this like more mentality, more. I can always do more. I can always do more. Don't be a little bitch. Push yourself, push yourself. Like if you pass out, cool. We'll wake you up, throw a bucket of water on you. Like you can't be scared. You gotta have faith over fear. Faith like, I know if I do this, I'm gonna get where I'm supposed to go. Not like, oh, am I gonna make it? Is it too hard? Like who cares, bro? Like you fall down, you get back up. So I got out, I went to Legacy Fit. First time ever really being in the gym, and I realized I knew nothing about gyms, knew nothing about lifting weights because it was so different. So I took a class called RTS with Tom Purvis, my instructor, Jay Brown. They changed my life. These are my mentors. They really showed me how to work out. And once I learned how to work out, I already had that savage mentality where like, we're gonna tear it off the bone. We're gonna work harder than everybody. We're gonna get up before everybody, and we're just gonna keep going to see how far you can go. There's a quote, it says, in order to see how far you can go, you must risk going too far to see how far you can go. And I just want to keep pushing that envelope. I want to keep pushing that envelope, but in a positive direction. I used to push that envelope in a negative direction. Like, yeah, we could sell more drugs. Yeah, we could rob more people. Yeah, we could be the bad, like, and that just leads to more and more destruction. But now when I push the envelope in this direction, like, no, I can work out 7 days in a row. I can work out 90 days in a row. I can take my 25,000 steps every day. Even though I don't feel like it, like I'm gonna go do it anyways because I know that's good for me. And I'm challenging myself. You have to practice challenging yourself. That's how you get better at it. It's just like a muscle. If you stop challenging yourself, then when a challenge presents itself, you're not gonna be ready for it. But if you set a challenge for yourself, like I'm gonna do 1,000 push-ups every day, and you do that, you start to build confidence in your brain. So when something out in life throws a challenge at you, you're gonna be like, bro, I did 1,000 push-ups every day, I can do this shit easy. But you gotta develop that mentality, and you gotta keep developing that mentality. You think Steph Curry stopped shooting three-pointers because he's the best shooter in the world? No, if he stopped shooting three-pointers, he wouldn't be the best shooter in the world. If anything, he shoots more now, and more and more and more and more intense. And it's just about getting better every single day. That's why you see a lot of people when they retire, they die because they lose their sense of purpose. And it's like, what am I alive for? And that's what I really want to help people understand, especially with all this AI, artificial intelligence, robots. Like, they're trying to make life so much easier for you. But at the end of the day, it's those struggles that you overcome which make life fulfilling. Like, you gotta overcome adversity. You gotta go through the struggle and you gotta rise above it. And that's how you become a real person. And that's how you really start to love yourself and your life and help change other people's lives. So I feel like I'm here to help other people change their lives through fitness. Like, you may not be a personal trainer. You may not want to be a personal trainer. You might have X, Y, and Z, but by you getting in the gym every day and overcoming adversity, the other areas in your life are gonna improve. But if you're not sure what you wanna do when you're in the streets or you at a job that you don't really like, yo, let me help you with fitness. Like, I make $250,000 a year as a personal trainer. I own my own gym. I get to go to my house every single day and be with my people. This is something I built, but I built it on hard work every single day. I don't take days off. I'm tired, I'm sick, it doesn't matter. I'm coming to work because this is my purpose in life. And as soon as I lose my purpose, then what am I in this life for? Now I own my own gym. We actually just signed the LOI for Coconut Grove, so we about to open another one, you know what I mean? I lost my first gym, my business partner stole it from me, but I didn't sit around and cry about it. I just went and got another gym. You know what I mean? I wanted to sit around and cry. I wanted to go break the doors at that gym. I wanted to go hurt her and do things that maybe would have made me feel better for a second, but I was like, yo, that's not smart, bro. That's not the right move to do. This is a fucked up situation, but how can we make it better? I went and found new business partners. I went and found a new location, and now this location is better than that location. And now we're about to do another location that'll be better than this location, because we're just gonna keep getting better. And no matter what happens tomorrow, whether we lose it all, get more, I'm gonna keep finding ways, what can I do today to get better? So it's just that mentality, that mindset that took me from a lifelong drug dealer with no career, no family, I had a family, but they didn't want to be around me and I didn't want to be around them because I was an embarrassment and I was embarrassed to show my face around them. Now I'm proud of what I do. They're proud of me. They talk about me. They post me. They love me and I love being around them because I make them proud. I like making them feel good. I don't want to be around when I'm making people feel bad. I was killing my mother. I was killing my father. I was a terrible father to my child. You know what I mean? And that does not make you feel good. But when they start to admire you and look up to you and be like, damn, he can do it, I can do it. That makes you feel good. And that makes you want to keep attacking these days harder and harder. Once you start to taste a little bit of that success, you're going to run it up more and more. It's addicting, bro. It's really addicting. Success, overcoming adversity, accomplishing your goals is what really matters in life. You can really do this shit too, dog. I'm telling you, I swear to God, you can do this shit too. I can teach you how to make $250,000 a year as a personal trainer. And now I'm about to run this shit up to $1 billion. And then you start getting your money, you get investment properties, stock markets, different things like that. Then you start to discover this generational wealth, all fitness. But everybody tells, oh, it's not a real job. Oh, it's not. No, I made it a real thing because I put my heart and my soul into this shit. And every time a problem came up, I attacked it with everything I had and faith, blind faith. Like, I know. Like, yesterday I got a bill for my daughter's college, $13,000 and then $27,000 for the next semester. I got to pay $55,000 a year for college for my daughter. But like, the old me would have been like, dude, this sucks. It's not fair. Like, let me go rob somebody or let me go sell some drugs. And I was just like, bro, you got to chill. What's the best course of action for this plan? How are we going to get this money? So I'm here talking to y'all to show you that I can help you get where you're going to go. And that's going to help me get where I want to go and pay for my daughter's school. So let me help you, man. Let's run this shit up.